Hey, it's Michael Edward, creator of How to Crush Your Mental Blocks in 4 Weeks, where we do just that. We help you get rid of those mental blocks that's keeping you stuck and stopping you from reaching your level of success. If you're in a state of self-doubt, okay, like you don't believe in yourself anymore, it's a really bad place to be in. And I've got a few points here that we're going to cover to help you get out of that state. Now, I've been here. I've been there many times. And sometimes it was very, very bad. There was a time in my life where I lost it all, including my family. And it was a bad time in my life. I really had a lot of self-doubt. I didn't believe in myself anymore. And until I could change that around and get back on track, I was lost, okay? There was nowhere to go. There was nothing I could do until I got back a level of my own belief in me, okay? And if you've been in that situation, you know what I'm talking about. You sometimes you end up not leaving the house. You end up feeling pretty low. You end up quite depressed. You end up not reaching out for anybody or anything. You just crawl into your own head, and it's not a great space to be in. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cover 3, 4, maybe 5 points on how to raise your belief. Number 1 is actually really simple, and it's not hard to do. It's start to take action. All right? Very simple. When you start to take action on something, then you start to build a momentum. It doesn't have to be anything huge and dramatic, but it does have to be consistent. Hence, momentum. Momentum is something that you do over and over, right? Once you build that momentum by taking an action, then you will start instantly to raise your belief in yourself, right? Because you're starting to get the little wins. You're starting to get some level of progress. Now, for example, if you wanted to, and you can apply this to any aspect of your life, but let's just go with health for now, because it's such an easy example to explain and for you to grasp, that if you want to improve your health in some way, one thing you need to do is to start moving, right? Get motion going. And you could simply start that by going out for a walk. I mean, it's not hard, okay? If you're a member of a gym, go to the gym. Do something to start. And the next day, do it again. And yes, you may have to push yourself. Yes, it may not be an easy thing. It's easier to do nothing than it is to take action. However, once you get back into the mode of taking action again, then the momentum builds, right? You get some little successes and the momentum builds. You start to feel a little bit better and the momentum builds, right? And it just keeps going and going and going. That's what you want to do. And it doesn't matter whether you want to start a new business, then take the first step. What is the first step? Maybe you have to learn something. Or maybe you already know everything that you need to do, but you need to put pen to paper and write a book or something, you know. So you have to start by taking action, repeating that action, building the momentum, and keep on rocking. Number 2 is a weakness of mine. You have to take a moment to celebrate the successes, because it's so easy to forget the little successes that we've had along the way. And I do this constantly. It's something that I have to literally remind myself when I have a win, is to sit back and go, you know what? I did it. Now, you probably know I'm blind, right? I can't see anything, and I haven't been able to see since age 10 or so. And it also took a lot of my hearing. So I've had a lot of successes, and things that you take for granted are not easy for me. And I have to remember to stop and give myself a little pat on the back and say, you know what? That was cool. You figured it out. You stuck with it. All right? So you need to stop and celebrate the successes. When you lay your head down at night, think about the day and think about the successes that you had. Doesn't matter how big or small. They can be very, very small. But the thing is they were your success. You celebrate it. Number 3 is a bit trickier. In number 3, it can kind of go good and bad. Now, there's nothing here that's bad, but you'll see what I mean. Is seek other people's opinions about you, right? So get some feedback about you. And if it's a work environment, sit down with a coworker, not your best friend, because they may not be totally honest with you, unless you happen to know one that will shoot from the hip. Talk to your team leader, around the house. Talk to your spouse, right? And the things that you want to know is, where do you see me as being pretty good? Because when you lost your belief, you don't think you're good at anything, right? That's part of not believing in yourself. Is you really don't have a lot of self-worth. You really don't think you're good at anything. And of course, it's ridiculous. Of course you're good at something. You may not be good at everything, but you're good at something. And if you are, here's the key, if you are receiving some negative feedback from people, and especially if it's multiple people, right, more than one person saying the same thing, then you need to take control and be an adult and say, you know what, maybe this is a weak point for me. Maybe this is an opportunity for some self-growth, right, to develop myself in a certain way. Nothing wrong with that. That's wonderful, right? So you don't beat yourself up and say, well, they think I'm, I don't know, they think I'm rude, and so I'm not going to talk to that person because they think I'm rude. No. And that person thinks I'm rude, and that person thinks I'm rude. Well, you know what? You're probably rude. So go with it and decide. All right, I'm rude, so what does that mean? Does that mean that I'm too abrupt with people? Wow, I didn't even think I was, but apparently I am because they perceive me as so. I'm going to take a gentler approach. I'm going to learn how to change my language in such a way to use gentler words and to not be as abrupt. Okay? So, in other words, take the negative stuff, flip it into a positive as a learning experience, a growth experience, and go with it. You will be rewarded. The fourth one is feel the feelings that you want to feel. Okay? So, if you are lacking in belief and you do not feel confident, then you need to get that feeling of feeling confident. Right? I love the word feel because I'm a touchy-feely kind of guy. Don't get near me, man, because you get near me, I'll probably hug you. Anyway, get the feeling that you're after. And when you do get that feeling, you want to cultivate it. You want to grow it. You want to hold on to it as long as you can. Yes, I know, Michael, how do I get the feeling? You know what? You've had successes. You've felt powerful at one time or another in your life. Right? You made it this far. You had to have done something. And when I think back about a time in my life when I was very much in control, when I was very much a powerful individual, and I was making good decisions, and it just lifts me up. It reminds me that there was a time in my life when I was feeling that good. If I could feel that good then, I can feel that good now. And as you think about these things more and more, then you start to automatically feel a little better, right? So when you couple all these four things, you start to feel better. You start to feel more confident. You start to believe in yourself and your ability to do things, right? Take action, build the momentum. All the things we talked about. And the other thing I want to mention here as well is that sometimes we get a lot of self-doubt because of a situation. Something happened at one time or another, and probably recently, and we keep growing that thought. We keep hanging on to that thought. We keep thinking about it. And as you think about it, and you think about it more and more and more, it just gets you down deeper, 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 right? It just drops you so low. Now, feelings and thoughts, right? Your emotion is connected to your thoughts. So if you're thinking a negative thought, you're going to feel lousy. That's just fact, all right? When you have, chasing down that nasty bunny trail, then you allow your mind to actually build it up to worse than it really was. Right? He said, she said, all that stuff. You can just build it up and make it angrier and make it meaner than it really was. Here's how you avoid that. You simply change your thought. Something I call a pocket full of happies. If you have a pocket full of happies, these are memories, these are mental photographs, these are things that people have said to you over the years. And when you start to experience that negative thought, any negative thought, change the channel. Pull out a pocket, one of your happies out of your pocket full and go with that. And watch your whole demeanor change. Watch your feelings, your emotions increase on the positive side, right? It's great. And, if you walked into a dark room, are you going to sit there and fight the dark? No, you're going to reach over and turn on the light switch. And you're going to turn on the light. That's how it works. Change your thoughts. It's so quick. It's so easy. But we don't do it. We like to chase those negative bunny trails. And that'll get you nowhere and really quickly. So what you need to do is to have those pocket full of happies. It could be when you held a baby for the first time, your baby for the first time. It could be, Uncle so-and-so did something funny. He laughed so hard he fell out of his chair. I would laugh, and not at what was so funny, but because he was falling out of his chair, he was laughing so hard. And you drum that image up and replace the negative thought with that image, you're going to start smiling. You're going to start feeling better right away. All right? I hope this served you. I hope you found this intriguing and thought-provoking. Please watch it again if you think you missed stuff. Write down some of these points and apply them. That's the trick, is you got to do something with it. You can't just sit back and go, hey, Michael, that was cool. No, you got to write it down, look at it, think about it, apply it in your life. Okay? Please go ahead and subscribe so that I can send you updates. I'll be putting up a new show pretty much every week. And I want you to go out there. I want you to enjoy every day, love as openly as you can, and reach your level of success. So enjoy, love, and succeed.